Hello, fellow sewists and sewing enthusiasts. Welcome to round 3 of my Spot the Difference game that has absolutely nothing to do with the subject matter of this video. What is the subject of this video? Glad you asked. Edwardian maternity, of course. Did you think we were done with Edwardian maternity wear just because I'd wrapped up my 1905 suffragist series? Nope. I got bitten by the 19aughts bug hard. I wanted a chance to wear my maternity corset at least one more time before I gave birth, and I also desperately wanted to try out this cool pattern that I bought on Etsy for an actual historical maternity skirt. Everything I made for my 1905 suffragist ensemble was adjusted for maternity in ways that were at least plausible based on my research. And a bit of common sense, this seems like the way a problem would be solved by a home sewist of the time. But this pattern was designed specifically for maternity from its inception. I had to try it out. And since I'm not planning on having any more kids, this was the only chance I was going to get. So without further ado, let's turn it over to 9 months pregnant Chelsea. Today is my due date, and baby is not here yet. So obviously, might as well make another maternity outfit, right? I got these two patterns. This one is a maternity skirt, vintage reproduction pattern, and a cute bolero jacket, which I thought could make a nice suit together. Got them from the Vintage Pattern Lending Library, a very cool resource. If you don't know it, you should definitely check it out. I should really make a mock-up of this skirt, but as I said, today is my due date, so I don't really have the luxury of time. So instead, I pinned together all of the pattern pieces and then folded at the pleat lines on each piece, and then tried that on, and shockingly, it kind of fits. It's maybe an inch off, but I think I can fix that by just making this pleat in the back not quite as deep. This forms a box pleat at the center back seam. And I could just add more width to the back, I suppose. We'll see. I'll play with it. So I didn't take any footage of the construction because it's a 9-gore skirt, which just means 9 very long straight seams. Pretty boring. I sewed them on the machine and I overlocked the seam allowances together. Now normally on a skirt like this I would finish each edge separately. I would probably do an overlock stitch and press the seam open. But because this pattern basically turns every single seam into a pleat, I figured that overlocking the seam allowances together and pressing to one side would do just fine. Okay, here's the skirt sewn together and the pleats at each seam pinned in place. It definitely fits, even over my 9 months pregnant belly. It's quite long, so it'll need to be hemmed, but that was always going to be the case. I am considering adding some trim to the seams just to complete the visual effect of the pleats falling to the floor, because I think that would be really striking. And I have some brown Petersham ribbon. I don't know if I have enough, but I really like the idea of a contrast trim. So I'm toying with that idea. Here's my ribbon. I have almost this entire spool of it, and it says 30 meters. So I should have plenty to trim these seams and even have some left over to decorate the matching jacket, potentially. Okay, I've got my ribbons sewn along each of the pleats, and it should just sit on the outer edge of the pleat. So when it folds over, I will stitch at the top along here and then let the lower portion hang free. And I still have a good amount of ribbon left. So it comes to about here. So I've used like that much. I should definitely have enough to add some trim to the matching jacket. But first, I need to address this hole in the center front panel, which I have decided I can cover with some of my trim. I'm thinking I could do a series of graduated V's because it is the center front. I think that would be a cool visual interest. So I'm going to try that out and see how it looks. Okay, here's what I've come up with for the center front panel. I started with the very top one and just went with where I was going to cover the hole. And from there I measured 6 inches along each side to space out my chevrons evenly. I did leave the inner edges of the ribbon along the pleats open so that I could get these decorative chevrons underneath. So I think this will work. I think it's pretty well proportioned. I've got 5 chevrons. I like to have an odd number of decorative elements because it just feels like it looks better. Okay, I really like this. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think the proportions of the chevrons look good. I kind of just eyeballed them in the center where the points go. And I really like how the stripes look on the pleats. I think that is going to help lengthen and elongate the skirt and make it a little bit less shapeless. So yeah, very happy with this. This skirt was so much fun to wear, and although I did not get it done before my son was born, I did finish the jacket, which you will see in the next video. If you're playing Spot the Differences, leave a comment below with your guesses. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, and if you would like to see more, definitely subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.